But this looks good to me. I don't think it's super obvious, and I think it'll give us a good field of light here.
Back here, but we're heading to the mountain. I got some security lights. We're gonna put them up. I got a whole bunch of these broken block. We may or may not use them on the driveway, but we'll use them for something. I also got a bunch of roofing that I got a really good deal on. Taking that up, stage it behind the privacy fence, and you know, hey, just go check the stuff out, man. Show off. So come along with me as we just go up there to do random stuff. I have so much of this. There was a roofing man did a whole new roof on it, like a giant house, and the owner wanted it gone quick, so he said best offer. And I happened to be the best offer, even though it was next to nothing. So he even came and delivered it because he was on a time crunch to get that new roof on. Thank you, universe, or what have you. I'll take it. All right, that plus what was already sitting here is less than a tenth of what we got. We also got ridge caps, flashing, the little things, you know, the seals in it. You want to take a pipe out through it or whatnot. We got some of them. We got it all. Well, there's a million of these to try to load by hand. What? Or unload, I guess. I mean, I loaded them by hand. I'm unloading them by hand. It's all hand work here. My hands are like darn gloves, but it's always been that way. I did put some extra washers on it just to give it a little bit more grip, but this has worked out perfect. Perfectly perfect. And trying not to break them. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world if one of these breaks, but I did try to do it in a way that got me the biggest pieces. I mean, you know, it was a lot of labor, but in my mind, you know, that's that much road. You get eight of these per concrete block, especially if you just do the tire tracks like I would. That's probably what I would do if I was doing it. It's like the secret path, you know. Stay on the path, you know, the 2 tire tracks. If the grass grows up high and you don't know where they are, you best call ahead. Hard work's like old age. It's the worst thing in the world except for the opposite. Well, what would I be doing? Playing video games? Who in the hell wants to do that? So I'm just going to keep on doing this till I get it all, and then we'll hop around to do something else around here. Thought of some things that I want to address at this point, mainly because I want to break, but also I think they are good things to address. One, inspirational collecting is a term that you need to understand, and if you're trying to do something on the cheap, buy yourself handmade world, you need to come to terms with inspirational collecting. That's where you collect stuff like this broken block. You know, what are you doing with all that broken block? Well, there's a purpose to it. It's vague in my mind at this point, but I'm collecting it so it'll inspire me later. I got that from Making Sawdust. He has a channel. He's my brother Sam's buddy. He's got a pretty good channel. I mean, shoot, man's making stuff in his dirt basement. I approve of that. Like I say, him and Sam are pretty good buddies. You know, I know of him. He seems like a decent dude. I watched some of his videos. I think the two of them get a lot more into like the technical side of YouTube. I just grab a camera and run. But this all ties in together with things of the, you know, the DIY pallet cabin. You know, hey, the same concept behind this here block is the same concept as to why the pallet cabin was made out of pallets. I know a lot of people say, hey, why did you, why'd you paint it white? Well, honestly, I didn't. I like wood grain as much as the next man, but I didn't get pallets for the wood grain. I got pallets because they's cheap. And it felt claustrophobic. You know, it was small. It seemed smaller. It was all done in my mind on paper, and I built the panels. They was never assembled until we put it together at the top of the mountain. So graph paper and reality, there's this disconnect between the two. And when we finally built it, I was like, boy, this is a little cramped. How we make it feel better? I'm going to put as many windows in it as the dang thing could hold. Painting it white. Made it feel cleaner, made it feel nicer, made it feel more open. I didn't mourn the loss of some pretty wood grain. I did it because it's free. I'm doing this because it was free. So either way, that was a little hiatus here. We got a couple more things planned today. Nothing major, but you're welcome to stick it out and just, you know, enjoy the day with me. It rained a lot to begin with, but it's turning out beautiful now. The other thing that we're going to do today is we're going to, which one? We're going to install some of these motion detector lights. Yes, we need that. Here's one of them. So this is apparently called mrbeams. And I figure it's just a little extra touch. You don't cut on unless there's motion. So it sat there for a long time, never used any battery. But that way, if somebody was to come up, you got to protect what's yours. So if somebody was to come up and want to look at, you know, my roofing or what, not anymore, people steal anything. And we want to have some kind of a startlement there. You know, we want to let them know that they're being watched, even if it ain't with my own eyes. So we got our mrbeams here. I hope I never run into mrbeams. He asked for his light back. I'll have to give it to him. We got our batteries. We taking. Open up the back of it here. Let's see. Positive, negative, negative. So, positive, negative, negative. I couldn't afford all good batteries. So I had to throw in some Laura Lynn junk in there with it. This clips in. Try not to break it here. And there we go. It's on. I mean, there's motion now, but it ain't gonna cut on because it also has them like that daytime, nighttime sensor. I hook him back in there, and there we go. He's ready. He's ready to do our work for us. He's ready to watch the property when I ain't here. So you got this bracket here. We're just gonna take him. I'm gonna try to point him about where I want it to go. Where about do I want it to go? Somewhere he's relatively flat, I think right about there. Thinking about like that, and then you can angle it down. Let's see. Oh yeah. I think that'll be good. That'll be perfect right there. Add a little bit more of an angle to it. Tighten it up. Just slightly. We don't need this no more. Surely they don't think it's nighttime right now. That'd be a bummer. We'll see. If it don't go off, we'll address it then. Him. Bottom side snap. And we got this screw here. In here, man. Got little clickies. That's all I can get with it. I think right about there. I think that's about perfect. I hope. We'll go down there and just see if we can judge with our eye maybe the field that it will see and that it will shine on. But this looks good to me. I don't think it's super obvious, and I think it'll give us a good field of light here. There you go. I picked the black one on purpose. I think that was a good deal. Most of the ones that I've seen are white, but I would go with black if you're using it for security purposes. Obvious, there's a time and place for something to be obvious. There's a time and place for something to be hidden. In the woods, it's time and place for something to be hidden. There we go. Hey, this is as secured as we can make it. You know, huge dang privacy fence. Now it got a lock. Then we got a giant cable. Stop cars that with a lock on it. This thing's locked twice with 2 fences. And we got a light. I may or may not also have cameras, but I'm certainly not going to show that on video. Booyah! We got 2 more to put up. Since we have grass seed on the new road, I'm going to go up the old road and circle down so we don't tear it up with our feet. I want that grass seed to do good. Oh man, well, it started to rain again. Shoot, it rains all the time. Well, this is where the new road meets the old road in this switchback here. So I'm going to put a light somewhere on one of these trees because I want, no matter which road a fellow was to come up, if they get to this point, especially at night, I want some kind of light on them. Plus, we may be able to see it from our house. I'm not sure. There's still a lot of clearing of trees and brush to be done, but it is possible. That's a nice new road. There's some little sprouts. I think it's mainly the clover, but surely with 50 pounds of grass seed, something's going to come up. May just need to give it another week or 2. Oh man, we're getting absolutely soaked. I'm hiding under the pallet cabin roof right now. I hope this goes away. I'm concerned for my camera. I can't make no videos if I ain't got no camera. I sure can't afford another one. I'm gonna wait a little while. If this clears out, we'll resume the video. But if it don't, I'm just gonna throw these lights up and I'll get back with y'all on the next one. All right, if the rest of this video seems hurried, I'm sorry about that. I'm not a weatherman. It may come down like crazy again. I just don't know. So let's get these last 2 lights up and go to the house, see if we can't get a little dry. That looks pretty good. Don't need this no more. They keep cutting on in my pocket, but I guess we know they work. One side's got a clip. The other side's got a screw. You tighten it up about where you think it's going to go and let him be. He'll be working all the time. At least at nighttime. I think that looks good. I think that's a good spot. I think that's good placement. I think it's going to work. Hey, that's the downside. That's our gate. The fella apparently is never going to come get his dozers. I wonder if there's keys in it. And you know, that is the majority of it. There's some above me, which I'll show you in a second. But this is most of the road. It's pretty steep, but I mean, with the right stuff, I think either with them concrete block and the grass, or, you know, if fortune shines on us, I mean, I don't have any aversion to gravel. I just don't have the money for it. So either way, there it is. I paid extra for a couple culverts because clearly there's a ton of water. And now we just got one more light to put up and we are set to go home and hang out with the family, which is always good. So this next one's going to be a little bit more obvious. I just don't see a better tree to put it on to get the direction that I'm looking for. I'm wanting, if somebody was to walk up, they'd have to walk into the light. So the light would catch them, you know, on down the road some, and they'd have to make that choice. Choice would be, to me, I'm a law-abiding citizen though. To me, I would turn around and walk away from a light versus walking towards it. But some people are idiots. Looks like a pretty good angle, you know. I think that's it. That's as close as I can get. When I leave, I'm going to look at it, if it's still on. See if I can figure out a little bit more where it's shooting at that point, and try to earmark that in my brain to come up here and move it later. That's more eventful than I thought it was going to end up being. Seems like a random video. I apologize, but Steep in the Woods is random. I mean, if you're going to do something all by yourself and, you know, a self-made world here, it is sporadic. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. And if you're tough old root, hit that like button. There's links in the description to ways you can help support us. It's raining again. Till next time on Steep in the Woods.